Thank you for joining us on the meeting. Since we are behind the schedule, I suggest we start our workshop. It would take around half an hour max. My part today is to remind you about dissemination. Please disseminate our project. Try to take some pictures in the classrooms with the students. Try to picture them with ALTII logo and without their faces. Try to picture them from the back or something. We will prepare Alena, help me one more time, please. Consignment form, right?
Consent form.
Yes, we will prepare that for the pictures, and that would be all from me. I gave a word to Professor Petrovic, and he will talk to you about your methodologies. Thank you, and Jure, you have a word.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Good morning, Signe and Maja, once again. Maria didn't say, but they, as a project leader, assigned me the task of going through all the methodologies and providing you with some feedback to them. So in the next half an hour, we're going to do that. And also, I would like to get some feedback from you. We already held two of those meetings, just like this, in which other participants provided us with some feedback. We agreed generally that maybe the methodology form is too long. Maja, I think you will probably agree on this, as you commented in some of those methodologies. So we agreed that we would exclude the detailed what we called it, the lesson guide step by step.
Yes.
Yeah, because as you said, so in the original version, we intended the included activities with duration and rationale to be sort of a meta summary. But yeah, as you pointed out, you provided a detailed plan of the lesson in this field, so there's no need to elaborate it further in a lesson guide step by step. Do you have any other feedback regarding the form?
I think it worked quite well, except I wasn't so sure what is meant by the last one. How can the described activities affect strengthening the profiles of the teaching profession? What does it mean by this?
Yeah, so this is the second item that we chose to exclude. Now, this item is mostly related to the general objectives of Erasmus Plus program, which is so this is their wording, to strengthen the profiles of the teaching professions, meaning that we would set additional criteria. What does it mean? What competences does a teacher have to have? So not only to be an expert in their own domain, but also, for example, for us, this typically means that a teacher has to be a master of digital technology that he or she will use in the classroom. But so this is general. So yeah, this is the second field that we chose to remove then.
Yeah, but for the others, I didn't have. I think it went quite okay. I didn't have big problems with it.
Okay. Do you think that we missed something important? That there is some additional information that we should include in the form?
No, I think most of it is there. There's just a question about the links to additional unit materials. I think if it's the additional material stays in our native languages, that would be a bit of useless, or there would be a limited use to it, or maybe if the links are to Moodle or some other places that they are locked or accessible only to our students, it's also no use of them.
Yeah, that's also something we commented, that actually it would be a better idea if we would provide these additional contents with the methodology document. So for some Moodle quizzes, this would be either to export the quiz or to compose it out of the screenshots. But yeah, I think this is important, and we didn't mention it before, what you just said, that the language could be a barrier here. I don't know, do you think that we should leave the materials in their original language, or that we should translate it, because I don't know if all the materials can efficiently be translated.
No, I think all of them not, but maybe at the second phase or at the late phase, if we could choose some best examples and then translate them into multiple languages, it would be a benefit if it's necessary. Not all of them, because I don't think it's worth of it, but some, I don't mean, well, something that stands out, maybe a few cases, it would be nice to have, or just to be ready to use with the materials.
Okay, I agree. So we could supplement what is possible with the methodology document anyway, and then later we can talk about if we will translate some of those materials to be really good examples. Okay, Signe, do you have any additional comments about the methodology template? As much?
No, no, I haven't any comments, but maybe I am not the right person to give the comments because I am not teacher. I'm only the head of the department, and then I coordinate the project.
Okay, we still got 3 methodologies from Vilve and from Katalin. So yeah, we have plenty of material from the Estonian team.
Yeah, and we commented, and sorry, you're right, and we commented on Thursday, right?
On Thursday, yeah.
With Vilve and Katalin, so it's okay.
And I hope maybe Anne Krull, she made some material too, I think.
Okay, she didn't put it in the own cloud, but when she put it, it's not a problem to comment it after, or I'm not seeing them. But Anne was is it Anne? We added additionally.
Connecting now
to the team.
Yeah, she's just
okay, and you
us.
asked delay for her with the materials. Okay, no problem.
Yura, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a suggestion. If we are going down to the back and when it says what is innovative in the described approach in accordance with the priorities and topics from the project application, maybe if we are going to involve more teachers into creating these templates, it would be wise to align there, to write them these topics and priorities so they could just choose and maybe explain them. It would be easier for them than to look everywhere around where to find it and what actually are the priorities and topics.
I agree. Yeah, I'll just make a short note of that.
And also, I'm not quite sure about this. Can the described methodology be applied to other topics or courses? Which I'm not sure. I think that it could be, I did it for history. I think it could be used for the Slovenian language maybe, or for English, but I'm not sure because I'm not so familiar with that courses. So I just said, yes, I think so. It's quite general, but to which I'm not an expert to say to which topic.
That is okay in this phase, Maya.
Okay.
After when we include a large number of teachers, and then you can talk to them, talk to your Slovenian language colleague and see, is this type of methodology appropriate for Slovenian language or for Estonian language, for example, or I don't know, history, something. Then that answer would be quite correct. In this phase, it is just what you and other teachers assume. It's quite okay.
Okay. And the rest of it, I think it works just fine.
Okay. If you don't have any more comments or questions, then I have just a few comments that could, that we can discuss right now. Let me just share my screen with you. So it's here. No, I didn't mean to do that. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it would be a good idea if we would, since we have teachers from a variety of educational levels, do you think it would be a good idea to provide here additional information about level or age of students?
Age would be easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So age at least, or if you can write, if you can add what level, I agree that that information is less relevant than age, but still could be helpful. Yeah, because
it's easier to compare between different systems if we talk about levels and so on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so please, if you could add that information, then unit title, author, duration. You skipped the unit and the methodology.
I forget in this one. I think I have it in the rest of it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then you have methodology tags. That was great. Significance, okay. Assessment, here you have formative assessments. In the other ones you have formative and summative. Group work with access to computers and mobile devices. Here I want to say if you could write the minimum and the maximal number of students. I can't remember who commented on this in one of our other meetings, but I think it's a good comment that here you can write the minimal and maximal number of students regarding the didactics of your approach and regarding the technology or other things that you're using. So, for example, one of our Slovenian partners is using a Minecraft game in informatics education. So this game has a limited number of participants, and then additionally, there is a limited number of participants that can fit in a lecturing hall. And on the other hand, he has to provide them with feedback in real time. So he also has this didactical limit that he cannot do that above 50 students or so, because it would last too long. Of course, these caps are approximate, but just provide like general numbers or guidelines for using this approach for a larger or a lower number of students. Okay, then you have this this really elaborated time scheme of the lecture, of the unit. Yeah, regarding links to additional materials, we've commented on this now. So if you can provide any of these in, if you can export them to files, then this will be helpful. And then later we'll talk if we can translate them to if we can translate them to English or to.
Actually, Kahoot, I can share a link that is accessible to everyone. So I think this really is that one that there's no need for it.
Okay, that would be good if you're sure that this won't change over time.
Yes.
So if the link will stay the same and if it will stay freely accessible for everyone. Otherwise, I think it would be good to still export it and provide it with this methodology document.
Yeah, then I will have to put print screens.
Yeah, I think that's okay. It should be so it's less usable than the original quiz, that's for sure. But still, for someone who is reading this and is unfamiliar with what you're doing, I think it still will be helpful. So he can copy it or adapt it to his own lecture. Yeah, and then lesson guide step by step. We said we're going to exclude that. Here you said, yeah, this is a good explanation. Then it can be applied to other topics of courses. Now, Maria said we can discuss this later, but I think what we mostly meant here is what is the core of your methodology? So is it using discussion so that the same approach, same methodology can be used to other courses that are focused on discussion and not on transmitting exact facts, or if you're using a very interactive approach, so it can be used to actively engage for courses that need to actively engage other students. I think you can also write this, also add this information. So if I remember correctly, you have you have a variety of technical things that you're using, a variety of additional materials. So I wouldn't be sure what to suggest, what kind of other topics this can be used for, but still you can maybe add other topics from your own course that you think this would be suitable for.
I think this. I was trying to find cases that are very transferable and not limited. So this is the methodology that could be used anywhere. Because it's the first, it's gathering information, then it's working in groups, and then collect focus and so on. So I think it's very general. So, but.
Okay, in that case, you can say that it's very general, or if you think, then in that case, maybe you can think of any limitations why not to use it, and then write them here. What's innovative? Okay, DSSD supporting, yeah, you have a lot of ICT elements, share documents, okay, and the last thing we said, we're gonna exclude that. Yeah. Okay, then you did the, yeah, I think all your all your documents that you submitted are very well elaborated, and the comments probably stay the same. So if you can supply the age of students and or the level, history of money and banking, you probably skipped.
I forgot about it again because I did it on the land. I didn't the first time. The first one that I made has it, but this one I don't think so. Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Okay, then you have again audience response system, classical lecture, quiz. You have summative and formative evaluation using the same Kahoot quiz at the beginning and at the end of the lesson. Does this mean that you, so at the beginning, I assume it's formatively, and at the end, okay. Classroom physical organization, you have no constraints whatsoever?
No.
Okay, then the number of students, here you,
the same.
Okay, yeah, this is, the links to additional materials. Again, this is what we skipped.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't show you the last, didn't send you the last version because I'm quite sure I did it.
Okay, yeah, could be. Maybe
I will fill it in. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one, I think the comments stay pretty much the same. So again, age, could you just briefly, so here you filled it in, the unit and methodologies. Could you just write a sentence or maximum 2 sentences? How is they understand the concepts of economy? So how are the unit goals achieved regarding the methodology? So just in a sentence or two, students do a search of their own, then they discuss it with other students and with the lecturer, and finally they solve a quiz to assess their knowledge. So just a sentence or two, or how the unit goals are achieved. The methodology tags, you define them. Classroom physical organization, again, not important. The number of students, this is well elaborated. And then, so the comments are the same regarding our discussion about links to additional materials. And then here you've elaborated everything in this second part. Not so sure. Yeah, that's true. This last item should be omitted. Okay. And that's it regarding my feedback. I think Alan recorded this this session, but I also see you took notes, or I can send you a summary of the comments if needed.
Yeah, please.
And
by when do you need the corrections?
Maria, by when do we need the corrections? You're muted.
I'm unmute now. I'm sorry. We'll give you a very reasonable deadline. Don't worry. We know it's the beginning of the school year. We know it's hard time for you all. Our students are coming to URI and professor next week, so we'll be very reasonable. Today is our final workshop in this cycles of commenting your methodologies, and by the end of the week, I will send you our comments and give you, for example, 2 or 3 weeks to improve it. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Excellent.
Perfect. As soon as September is over, it's going.
Yeah, yeah. We are aware of that, so don't worry. We have the same situation after the summer break or summer holidays. It's very messy and it's some sort of chaos, so don't worry. We are aware of that and we'll give you a very reasonable deadline. I promise.
No problem. It's not so much big of a deal now.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't have hard comments, so it will be done.
Nice. Thank you very much. If you don't have any questions, then we are done for today and we are finished with our workshop today. So by the end of the week, we'll send you all comments and we'll stay in touch.
Just about further meetings, are we going to stay on Friday or are there any changes or?
It depends. Definitely it couldn't be Thursday because Professor Pale and Professor Petrovic are having classes all day, entire day. So it could be Friday or it could be any other day. So we'll
okay.
try
I just want to say that on Monday and Tuesday, I'm in the classroom until 3:15 in the afternoon.
Okay, so, then Wednesday and Friday suits for you, right?
Much better, yes.
Okay, I'll write it. So when we plan and do open Doodle quests, we'll have that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it should be in the afternoon. So
no, we don't want to work afternoons.
Yeah.
We want to have some rest.
Do you want to see my background? Now we are speaking about the.
I'm beautiful.
Wow.
How are you, Maya?
In Porto Roche, there is a Microsoft conference. So
beautiful. Can we come, please? Please.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm here for 3 days, so.
Nice. Enjoy and we'll stay in touch. All. Thank you very much and have a good day.
To you too.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you.
And thank you, Uri, for all the comments.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.